Hi, I'm Adrienne. Some of you may know me as Dree. Greetings, Earthlings. Welcome to Planet Dree. I heard you. We're doing it. Pumpkins, we have a YouTube channel. I know that people have asked me about this for a while now, and I have been very standoffish about it. And let me just tell you that a lot of that is imposter syndrome is a real. Now, let's talk about the realty, because if you really wanted to know what I've done, you already see on my stories, and you see every other fitness girly out there doing. Everybody is telling you eat a high protein diet. Everybody is telling you to lift the weights. You know what to do already. Trust yourself that you know what to do. What you really want to know is how I convinced my brain to do it, how to do it, and how to keep doing it. You don't want to start and then stop again. And I feel you. I feel you so deeply on that. Oh my God, I do. Because there was a time when I could never see me doing this consistently the way that I'm doing it now. So to be in this place where I know when I wake up, oh, it's gonna get done, or we're taking a break today, and that's not the end of the world. Because there was a time there when I was getting used to being consistent, where if I took a rest day, it was like the end of the world to me. I thought, oh my God, I'm doing it again, I'm failing. No, it's okay to rest. Rest is a requirement. I'm no longer stressed out if I take a rest day, because I know that I can trust myself. How do you build that trust with yourself? That's what you want to know, because you haven't had it yet. The best way to build that trust with yourself, number one, is to decide why you're doing it. Something more than just, I want to look like this, or I want to wear certain clothes. Those are great reasons, and have those too. But why else? Do you care about yourself? Have you decided that you love yourself yet? And that sounds so silly and so cliche, but it's so real. To love yourself is a decision that you make. I think sometimes we talk about it like it's this automatic built-in thing, but I really didn't like myself for a long time. I really didn't love myself for a long time. And even though I told myself that I love myself, because I believed it was supposed to be this automatic, intuitive thing that we all just love ourselves, and it should be, but we live in a society that tells us to love ourselves while actively telling us all the reasons that we should hate ourselves. So while I was telling myself that I love myself, my actions were not saying that. And not just the way that I was treating myself, but the way that I allowed other people to treat me, the way that I showed up in my life, the way that I was treating other people. And it wasn't that I was treating them negatively. I was treating them actually quite well, but much better than I was treating myself, because I believed that getting that love in return would be monumental to me, even though I had never worked on giving myself that love. So it took a lot of reprogramming my brain, reprogramming me, truly. I had to, first of all, envision what my ideal self would be like. I had to become very clear about that. What does that person look like? How does she talk? Does she speak to herself a certain way? What kind of clothes does she wear? What type of decisions does she make? She's a woman of her word. I became very clear about what that version of me would be like, and what she would look like, what she would smell like, even like dead ass, what she would smell like. I got very, very detailed about this person. I looked at that idea of that person, and then I looked at myself, and I knew what the differences were. I knew there was work that I had to do if I wanted to be that person, but I had to believe that that is possible. I can do that. I don't know exactly how. I don't know, okay, how to go from being this person that I feel like is a fucking mess to being this person that I believe is ideal. It's a fucking leap, okay? And I'm sorry, we cuss here sometimes, but it's a leap. It's a big one. You're not just going to happen into being that person. I would love to tell you that I just woke up one day and all of a sudden I was her. And in some ways, yes, but no. Yeah, there were things that I could wake up and decide, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna wear this. Yeah, there were things that I could do that with some things, but not with everything. Not to become entirely that version of myself. No, babe, that took work. That took study. That took feeling hopeless sometimes, honestly, wondering if I could really do it. And then reminding myself and coaching myself back into the belief. Because even when you make the decision, even as you are actively working in that decision, and hell, sometimes even when you get there, you'll still have moments where you will second guess yourself and where you'll wonder if it's worth it, if you can really do it, even though you're doing it. Okay, because I want you to know there's no cure for that. Okay, I still have moments where I'm like, am I really doing it? Like, I can't tell. Yes, okay, you're really fucking doing it, bitch. So be clear about what that person looks like and how she moves. Where does she live? What is her environment like? What type of job does she work? That too. Maybe you've been at your job for a long time, but you know that you hate it. Would your ideal self be there? That's the tough shit that you really got to ask yourself. This line of thinking and this desire to get to be this person is exactly how I went from just being somebody's nanny to being a performer. You have to think about literally all of the details. All right. The next thing would be showing up as that ideal version of yourself. Even before you believe that you fully are that version of yourself, you gotta start showing up like that, baby. You gotta. It's not you being fake. That is who you are. That is you. This other version of you that questions yourself, that feels unsure about everything, that doesn't take care of yourself, that's not you. That ideal version of you, you can envision it because it's you. Because that's who you're created to be, and you're gonna be it. If I can do this, oh, I wish that I could just show you guys a montage of who I've been in this life so that you could see, like, damn, if that bitch can do it, surely I can do it. And you're correct. You would be correct. Maybe you don't look exactly the way that you would like your ideal self to look, and that's okay. But how can you get closer to that version, to that feeling of how she feels looking how she looks? Or he, whoever. For me, I started dressing more like my ideal self, even when I felt like I was too big. I didn't care. I decided I didn't give a fuck. This is the body that I'm in right now. This is the vessel that I'm in right now. And I'm not gonna waste another moment being miserable when people die every day. What a tragedy that would be if I died tomorrow and I had spent all my time being so miserable. Never wearing clothes that I liked because I thought that other people might think I'm too fat, or because I don't want to be seen when I walk into a room.
Don't look at me.
Why shouldn't I be seen? Is it because I'm uncomfortable, or is it because I'm uncomfortable thinking that I'm making someone else uncomfortable? I had to stop giving a fuck about that. And you got to stop giving a fuck about that. Wear the clothes that your ideal self would wear. And if you're not 100% comfortable wearing exactly that, what is a closer version that you would feel comfortable in today that would make you feel like your best self right now? Maybe you can't live in the home that you picture your ideal self living in, but how can you make the home that you're in now more ideal? Maybe you light candles more often. Maybe you keep it cleaner. Maybe you need to organize it a little bit more. Maybe you need some more decorations. Do that. Start there. How can you maybe start talking to yourself a little differently? Maybe you can start talking to other people differently. Maybe you're not someone that talks very kindly to other people. Maybe you judge people a lot.
You are a mean girl. You're a bitch.
And it's really a reflection of how you judge yourself, or maybe how you perceive other people are judging you, so you walk around judging everybody else. How can we clean that up? Does your ideal self do that? Does your ideal self waste time worrying about what other people are doing, or what they're thinking, or what they're wearing, or how they're talking? Who cares? I don't fucking have time to judge other people.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Not only because I'm too worried about what I'm doing with myself and building my best self, but also because I don't like that energy. I'm not putting that shit out there.
And that's a period.
The next thing is being open to trial and error. Get comfortable with things not working and then trying something else. So this one thing didn't work perfectly. Fine, do something else. Or maybe it did work, but you didn't like the way that it felt as it was working. That's all right. Other shit works too. Let's try that. Maybe I've definitely been here trying something and it was working and I loved it, and then my body got used to it. So it wasn't necessarily working exactly how I wanted anymore. And I had to be open to trying something new. Trial and error is okay. It doesn't make you a failure. Failure is information. Once I cracked the code on how I failed, on what my process into failing was, there was nothing I couldn't do, because I can see my failure coming before it even happens. I know exactly what's gonna set me up. So don't be afraid to fail. That is all information, and it's necessary. You're not gonna just start and things just look like this 100% of the time. It doesn't go like that for me, and it doesn't go like that for anybody the fuck else. One of the biggest things is deciding that you no longer care how long it takes. One of the biggest questions that I get asked every time I've ever posted a before and after is, how long between these two pictures? Let it go, okay? Let it the fuck go. The sooner you let it go, the smoother it actually goes. Because when you get there, are you really gonna care that it didn't happen by this specific summer? I can tell you right now, I have been close to 300 pounds. And being almost 100 pounds from my highest weight, I don't really give a fuck that I didn't do it in a summer.
Do I look like I give a fuck? Because I don't.
I don't care that I still have more work to do. Some days I do, I'm not gonna lie to you about it. I'm not 100% perfect, but I know that I don't really care that it's gonna take me more time. Because can you do it fast? Sure. Might you look like a deflated balloon?
I'm joking. I'm joking.
I've done it fast before. I've never gotten to where I am now. Why? Because typically, whatever it is you're doing to lose it quickly, you can't keep doing it forever. Because if we could, we would. I would have been lost this weight 7 years ago. So the sooner you step out of that battle, lay your weapons down. Baby girl, lay them down. And I know some of you are going to be so resistant hearing this, but I do want to lose 30 pounds by this summer. I know that June is next month, but I do. I promise you, you are going to see sustainable results that you get to keep. You get to keep these. When you do it from a place of, I don't need it to happen by tomorrow because I just care about myself. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard to unprogram your brain when we live in such an instant gratification society. I think that we have all kind of lost the art of patience. I saw a podcast where these guys were talking about back in the day, you would have to like really court a girl just to get her phone number. Then you'd have to call her house and you got to be brave enough to ask for her because it's a landline. But then when you finally get that girl and you can get her to go to a movie with you or go skating with you, like, damn. And that's what this shit is like. There is no greater feeling I've ever felt. There was no cleanse, no 6-week boot camp. None of that shit has ever felt as good as this feels. Knowing that I worked this shit. I earned this shit because I'm built like that. It's indescribable, like how that feels. To go from being this person that I believed was weak. I believed that I was lazy. I could never stick to anything. I couldn't commit. The only thing I was good at committing at were relationships that were no good for me. I was damn good at committing to that, but I couldn't commit to myself. So to allow myself the space to reshape myself and to raise myself and to push myself, challenge myself, and to be knocking down them fucking challenges, there is no better feeling. You don't just want to lose weight. You want to know that you're built like that. That you can do exactly what the fuck you said you were gonna do. And you can. You can build your ideal self from scratch. I've done it. I am doing that. No, we're not gonna cry about this. We're not gonna cry about this. I've built this version of me from scratch. And to know that I'm not even done yet. Whoa. Wait. Don't do this to me. I can't find a tissue right now. To know that I did this, 100% it was me. I didn't take a shot. No shade. No shade to anybody who has done that. Because I get it. I've been there. Baby, if they had offered me Ozempic 8 years ago, hell yeah, I would have did it. But I am thankful that I've had the opportunity to really get this shit out the mud. Because it's allowed me to prove to myself that I can build the life that I want. If I can build the person that I want to be, oh, I can give her the life that she wants. I feel like that's a good starting point. There will be more, of course. I will get into the nitty-gritty about food and what types of exercises I do, but I wanted to spend this first part really getting into the process of molding myself because that is where it's at. You want to know how to be disciplined, and this is where you start. Just to recap, decide that you no longer care how long it takes. Identify what your ideal self looks like. What do they feel like? What's their environment like? What's their friend group like? Get very specific about who that person is. How can you get closer to that person? What can you do in your current life with your current circumstances to make it more like that ideal version? Even if it can't be exactly that, what can you do to make it more like that? And the last thing, be comfortable with the trial and error, babe, because play as fuck up too. Okay? You might even fall off for a time, but always be willing to pick it back up until you build that trust with yourself. Be willing to restart until it's just automatic for you. Until you just know it doesn't matter what happens, nothing could knock me off my square. Until you know nothing could keep me from this.
Nothing but death could keep me from it.
Anyway, child, I feel like I've done enough talking for this one video. Feel free to message me and ask me questions that you would like me to answer. If there are specific things that you really want to know that I didn't touch on, just ask me. I don't bite unless you like that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Oh my God, I cannot believe I'm being one of those girls and saying that. Who is she? Thank you very much. All right, bye. I forgot where I was even going with that, if I'm being honest. What other useful information do I have? I don't fucking know. Yeah, I don't know. Players really do be fucking up because I don't know what I was just talking about. I'm not even sure if I should be the one supplying this information. Ah! I like can't think right now. I have so many thoughts going on. I need to organize them. But if you had to gather a pound of feathers, that'd be a lot of fucking feathers.